Hello there, my YouTube friends. And as you can see, we've got another unboxing to do. This one I got on my birthday. It actually arrived on my birthday as well, which was actually brilliant. I had to nip to the local post office to go and collect it because I wasn't in the morning time because I was busy climbing a mountain. Well, a mountain. I was on cat bells. So this one came. Honest to goodness, guys, I cannot be happier to have managed to get this thing because this, you have got more chance of picking up rocking horses shit than you have getting this character. You know, I've literally seen him once on eBay, and that's this one that I've getting. Yeah. So the guy that sent me it, at first I was like very sort of thinking to myself, Christ, you know, is this gonna be some sort of fucking scam thing you had going on? Because yeah, this just doesn't come up. It doesn't. But no, it was legit, and I'm so freaking happy to manage to get him. The bloke that I got him off, called Jadav on eBay. If I get the chance, I'll put his name up on the screen. If not, it's GADAAV. Yeah, a cool character, and I got it. And I'll tell you what it is, I couldn't fault his thingy because he literally wrapped this in bubble wrap 5 times to make sure it was safe. He put it inside of another box with peanuts in the box to make sure it was safe. He even wrapped the box in like a polystyrene stuff to make sure that even if it was raining that day, the box itself wouldn't get wet. I mean, you couldn't have asked for more from the guy, you know. It was amazing. So I am just so chuffed of getting this thing. It's one of the more expensive figures I've bought. It was just over 300 quid. But believe you me, for how rare this is to get, I was quite willing to pay it. So now what we'll do is we'll have a look at it, because even the box, I mean, just look at the box alone, guys. The box alone looks absolutely amazing, you know. It does look truly one of those type of boxes that if I was a person to display me boxes, that is an eye-catching box. That really is an eye-catching box. So I'm loving the box straight away, guys. Loving the box straight away. Side of there, I mean, you're getting sort of the like a rainbow style effect, but obviously it depends on the angle you're at. It's obviously the light that's shining off it and reflecting what have you, but it's a straightforward sort of silver actual thingy there to it. Yeah, so turn it this way. And on the back you've got a few more of them. Again, you can see the light sort of, that's what's causing that sort of rainbow style effect on there, but you can see some of the pictures there of how some of it works and what have you, which is amazing again. Yeah, there is just fantastic. And this one being the T800, because there is endoskeletons out there that you can pick up, yeah, from some of the other movies, like the T600, the T500, the T700. But to pick up this one, the like version that's, as far as I remember, it's Arnold's version. It's so rare. It's so rare. So I am absolutely fucking just over the freaking moon to have been able to get a hold of this one. The way it looks is it's a slip off cover to reveal that, which again is kind of cool, but not quite as cool as the inner one. Yeah, endoskeleton. It's two doors, so as you can see, has the thing to open up there. The character is in there. You can see obviously he's put the batteries inside of a placker bag to keep them all thinking. You've got a few different guns there, but what I'm going to do is I'll get out the stuff, show you what you get, and we'll go from there, guys. We'll go from there. Now, as you can see, guys, there isn't a huge amount in the way of accessories as such, but you don't need a huge amount of accessories. So what's really cool is this, the base. I mean, I think that for the base is gorgeous, you know, and I don't usually use bases very often. That one is the one potentially you could use depending on what you want to do, because it gives you the chance to make it a scene from the future. You know, it's the same as like the guns that you've got. Really, in the movie itself, you didn't see the endoskeleton really using the guns in actual thingy the movie, but you have got the chance to sort of do a movie scene from literally, like if one of the future scenes that you saw where they were marching over the skulls and everything. So that is cool. You know, I really do like that as a base. I think that is amazing, and considering how old this figure will be, that they've done such a base as good as that compared to some of the bases they do now is outstanding. Yeah, you get your waist grabber, and they made it a silver one as well, which is cool to make it so that it doesn't sort of like stand out like a sore thumb, I suppose, being black. But we have this big gun, which you did see in some of the movies that they were using. A lot of the sort of figures were using, a lot of the endoskeletons were using. So just black, sort of a little bit of brushing over the top of it, but yeah, a cool looking gun. It's good enough. You have this big monstrosity of a thing, which I think is just beautiful. No moving parts, but you don't need to, you know. It just looks absolutely beautiful. Yeah, it's like, I like the way that this one seems to have been weathered quite well as well. You know, it looks quite canny. I really do like that one. And of course you do have his gun that he uses in the Terminator film. You can possibly hear the dog watching on my feet. He's just been for his long walk and decided to come in here and with us. He's just been lying out in the garden, cooling down. Again, nothing sort of weathered a little bit as well. Now, whether I'll use any of the guns or not, it's hard to say, because I'm sort of at the minute looking at the idea of just putting them in with my other two Terminators to build up. Sorry about that, guys. I literally had to pause it for a second because the dog decided to have a large drink of water. So I had to pause it for a second there, so you didn't get all you could hear is him lapping in the bloody background for 5 minutes. So like I say, I'm not sure if I'll ever pose him with the... Are you going to settle down, son? I don't know if I'll ever pose him with the guns as such, because I'm thinking of putting them in the D12 with me other two as like a progression through the movie type thing, you know, because I've got the Technoir scene one, I've got the Iminy's leathers and what have you, and then it'll be basically the endoskeleton behind them. And I'm eventually looking at the idea of possibly getting the one where he first arrived, you know, sort of squatted down, first arrival one. I'm sort of looking into the idea of doing that, so that I've literally got the progression of when he arrived, his Technoir stuff, which was the first clothing that he'd basically stole from somebody. Then you get on to sort of like the, almost like Terminator 2 style thingy, where he had all his leather gear and what have you, and then the endoskeleton in with them as well. So that's what I'm sort of looking at, and that's what I'm contemplating. So if that was the case, then the guns probably wouldn't be used, and probably no with the base, but at least I've got them as a thingy that if I wanted to do like the futuristic style thingy of it, I can, you know, because I've got them, they're there. So that's a really cool option. So now we'll bring out the endoskeleton himself and we'll have a proper look at him. But so far, from what I've seen, he's cool. I'm gonna say, guys, already, I just fucking love this character. Absolutely love it. It looks beautiful. You just wish that Hot Toys would go back and remake it and do it die cast. Do it the full justice that it deserves, you know, do it die cast. This one's plastic. And it feels good, and there seems to be good movement on it, which you're going to see in a more. There's a few things that possibly could have been improved, which I think if they were to go back and do it again, which you know they're not, you know it's not going to happen, but if they were, they could do a damn fine job. I mean, even if somebody else was to go back and do it in a die cast version, you know, it would be amazing to have this in die cast. You know, it looks absolutely wonderful as it is. You know, and you know me, I'm not really one to put batteries into my figures, because I just think they're going to wear down far too quickly. I'm not going to have them lit up anyway, and it's thingy. But I did put the batteries in this one because, you know, I just thought I wanted to have a quick look at what he would look like with these thingy. But I mean, just look at that, guys. Yeah, that there is just I mean, I don't know how well it's coming across on the camera, but when I'm looking at it, it is just amazingly bright. Now, I don't know if that's because he's bought some extra batteries and they're not the actual ones he got with it, but they are extremely bright. I mean, it just looks amazing. There's so much detail in this thing as well. The weather, it's battle damaged. It's, you know, it just looks truly beautiful. And that's the reason why you didn't see any other hands or anything, is because actually there's actual finger articulation in each one of the fingers. You've got articulation, so you don't need other hands, you know. They are sort of, I think, a bit sort of slack-ish, but again, the character's an old character. It's been around for quite a while, you know, so I'm quite surprised. I'm actually surprised as hell I've managed to get him to stand up in my light box, because like you see, this black bit at the bottom is a soft spongy material, so it did take us a little bit of time to sort of get him to sort of settle in stand, and I am sort of concerned that he's going to fall out as soon as I start to try and really get closer in or anything like that. But you know, he can to prove that he can stand on that, so I'm got no problem with him being able to stand in my D12. Yeah, he just does look absolutely stupendous, guys. It really does. Take it a bit closer in, get a bit better everything, and then we'll start properly moving in. I mean, look at those eyes, guys. Yeah, that just looks brilliant. You know, it really does to me look brilliant. I just wish you could see it as well as what I can. I don't know how well it's going to come out on my camera here. I'm just hoping that it looks better than what I'm seeing it at the minute, looking through the lens, because when I look at it, I can see it's a lighter silver than what I'm seeing on my screen. So maybe I'll adjust that slightly so that you get a more sort of thing you'd look at it. But it's a slightly lighter silver than what I'm sort of seeing through the camera lens that I can see in hand, you know. But it does look amazing. So what I'm going to do is I'll think this back out again, just so that we can literally bring them a bit closer and show you some of the articulation that we get. Well, just switch these lights off, bring them forward, and then headwise, so you can't look down too far, and I just want to be careful because I don't want to snap anything. You can look up sort of a half decent way. He actually does have articulation in the jaw as well, look. Yeah, that's pretty cool. And I mean, the teeth are sort of, you can see there, sort of slightly sort of been whitened to make them look like their teeth, you know. And the fact that that actually works is pretty damn cool. Maybe see, you can maybe get a closer thing of his eyes if I can switch it on from here. Look at that, man. Yeah. Now there in the lens, to me, what I'm seeing is almost like a pinky red colour. When I look at it, it's that devil red. Yeah, when I can see it through the thing, it's a devil red. It's like intense red, like it was in the movies, you know. And I mean, you just look at the levels of detail in that head. I mean, guys, that is a beautiful piece. It's so light as well. I mean, that's why I'm a bit concerned, and I don't want to do something. Yes, that's the thingy for switching it on and off. Battery compartment, you just lift that up, and there's just two little batteries in there. Yeah, so that's kind of cool. And what we've got, shoulder wise, basically go all the way up, which is cool. That's why I say to you, if you've done it in die cast, you know, you probably wouldn't even getting more thingy, because there is no butterfly joint in here, which I think if they'd done a die cast, you could have possibly even made a butterfly joint in amongst that bit, yeah, to make like some of this move as well, to give it slightly more motion. But I mean, going forward, you get it to basically that, before sort of if you're pulling on this bit, which if you unhook it, I suppose it'll, no, that's pretty much it. That's what you're getting. Okay, so you're going forward, you're getting all that. Going backwards, you get about that. Yeah, and you can see it is like a piston thingy, you know, so you've got that sort of thing, which is really cool. Yeah, that's a piston, one closes, one opens, just like it does, and a thing which is just cool way of doing it. Yeah, and the fact that you can see like the sort of battle damage and everything to it, and the paint apps, the weathering to it is truly fantastic. Yeah, it seems this arm you've got the same thingy, and again, like I say, the actual, oh, that's how you see, this is the one of the things that concerns us, is that you can see how easy that was to come out. This doesn't want to come in now there, and basically these have come off, so I'm going to have to like put them back in again, but they do go in easy enough. It's not like it's a massive hardship to do. And look at this, details, guys. You know what I mean? That is just absolutely mental and beautiful. Okay, but we'll go into this hand, and then I'll put the other hand together again. That's it. Yeah. So you can see, just some more stay in focus there again, that you do have, it just doesn't really want to stay on focus with this thing. There, you can see that there is motions in them. You do have the thumb tucked up in there. Yeah, so you've got literally motion on every one of these joints here. Sorry, it's not staying in focus, but yeah, they are so small. That's why it's having difficulty staying in focus in it, but you can see them. I mean, they're just, guys, it's beautiful. Yeah, it's beautiful. It's like a work of art, this thing, how they've done it. Now, for waist wise, you're not getting a lot of motion in there. Yeah, but you do get a little bit of twist on the pistons. Yeah, so that's pretty cool. You do get a bit of twist. You do get a little bit out motion. I just want to be careful. I don't want to push it too hard. So about that on the hips out over that, you can get a little bit more. Right. So you can see there as I'm pushing it back in, that there's a little bit of motion there coming forward. You're getting about that. Going back over, you're getting about that. Knee joint wise, you're getting that. It's a bit thingy, because you would think it would have given it like a double bend to it, but it's stopping there. You have got a little bit, again, see, it's having trouble focusing because it's such a bloody small thingy. See, I've got a little bit of pivot and movement there, and you have got a little bit of movement on the actual toes. On the toes there. So that's cool. Just gotta be careful. Don't want to snap anything, because it may be bloody hands a video. What I'm going to do, guys, is just before I start filming anymore, I'm going to put the hand back into place, okay? So you have to bear with me a little bit while I do that, and I'll come back to you. And there's one bit of thing that I didn't mention, is down here, just below the knee, you actually have a swivel in there, which I didn't know about until I was literally trying to move his foot. Because what I've done there is I've sort of slightly done the bit where he was dragging his foot behind him when he basically got blown up in the truck, and he was dragging his frigging leg along behind him because his leg wasn't working properly. I've sort of recreated that level, which is possibly what I will do in the detolf, you know, and I have the lights on at the moment, but obviously they'll get switched off. I won't have them on in the detolf, it seems pretty pointless. But you can see there the hand's back on again. It was easy enough to put back in, but obviously it is now a weak joint, it is a weak area, which means that I think putting a gun into that hand, unless of course it's bent up over and it's just holding on to the thingy, it's pretty much going to be a no-go, especially down in that type of position. Yeah, I just don't think it would do it, and I don't want to glue it in, because then you'd lose that little bit of articulation you've got on his actual wrist. It's not much, but there is that little bit of articulation on the wrist that you would lose by gluing that in to make sure it doesn't come back out. Obviously the pistons would still move because they're just slotted in, but in the actual wrist itself, I mean, I don't know how well I might be able to show it on the other hand, because the other hand obviously has the, so as you can see just here, it's not the first dot, but the dot inside, just in, God, it's hard to go, just there, there's a little dot there. That's what it's basically, the hand is thingied into. It's into that joint there. Yeah, that's where it's thingied in. So that is where it's become weak with it, and that's where it sort of pops out quite easily. The joints in the fingers are quite weak as well now, but again, like I see, it's not something I'm going to be worried about, because the simple fact is it's a bloody old figure. It's been around for a lot of years, yeah, and I'm just happy to have this figure in my collection. You know, it looks absolutely fantastic. You know, you look at the weathering on it and I tell you the details to it. I'm absolutely loving this thing, guys. You know, I really do. I'm so friggin' happy. It's basically almost like another sort of grail piece that I've been after, because I love me Terminator movies. You know, I've been a huge fan of Arnold's since I was really young. Yeah, so to have this iconic piece in my collection is just outstanding for me. It's, you know, it was well worth the money, well worth it. So guys, thanks for watching. I really do appreciate it. If you can get this piece yourselves, you know, I would recommend it. As long as you can get a half decent one and you're not paying over the odds for it, then why not? You know, it's a beautiful piece. It's got enough articulation in it for to do most things, I believe, by the looks of it. You know, so why not? Why not treat yourselves, guys, if you can get a hold of it at a reasonable price. I got this what I believe to be a reasonable price, considering that it's literally rarer than rotten horse's shit. So I'm well happy, guys. Anyway, maybe I'll put them into the detail for now with my other two aunties and ensure that is the last sort of bit for you to see. Or if not, guys, well, hey, look, thanks very much for watching. Those that have watched all the way through, I really do appreciate it, guys. It means the world to me. Those that watch and those that comment, yeah, I'll always comment back, guys. You know, that's one of the things I've always said I would do. I'll comment back to those that comment to me. You've took the time out to be kind enough to watch and to comment. The least I can do is comment back to these guys. So thanks very much to those that do that. I really do appreciate the interaction we use. Guys, it means a lot. Catch us in the next one. Hopefully, like I say, the next thing that you'll see might be in actual detail with me other two aunties. And there you go, guys, there they are together. There's a bit of a height difference in them, which is sort of strange. I know that obviously you melt all the thingy off of the Terminator and he's gonna be a slight thingy, but it's the discrepancy in the height, and that sort of makes it a thing. And I know he is sort of behind them, but there is that slight discrepancy there. But again, guys, you know, just look at it, man. It's just brilliant. I'm well happy. Yeah, it's just absolutely fantastic to have them together. And like I say, the only thing I would need to look at now is possibly in the front here, is having a sort of the naked style one bent over, hunched over as when he first arrived. Put that in the front of there, and boom, you've got like the full sort of collection going through from him first arriving to what he wore first, what he wore after, and then how he was at the end of the first movie. Wonderful, guys. Thanks very much for watching. Really do appreciate it. Catch us in the next one. This is the Bearded Nerdy Oaf, and I am out here, guys.
So what I believe you were trying to say is thank you.
Thank you?
You're welcome.
What? No. I didn't. I wasn't. Why would I ever say that? I mean,